Okay, Daf Hashavua Megillah. Hi, Esther. We are in the middle of Daf Hashavua Megillah. We were over here. Ma'isa Amnon v'Tamar. Says the Gemara, Ma'isa Amnon v'Tamar, Nikru Mitargem. You're Nikru Mitargem. Ma'isa Shalom, Nikru Mitargem. Ma'isa Shalom, you Nikru Mitargem. Fracking Mar Pshita. Ma'u, the same I might think. Says the Gemara, Lechush Mikari Didav. We should be worried. We should be concerned for the Kavod of David, Kamash Malan, so therefore it's coming to teach us that it's okay, we can read it. Ma'isa Bilegesh Begiva, Nikru Mitag, the Ma'isa Bilegesh Begiva, when the Sheva Binyamin took the Bilegesh, someone's Bilegesh, and violated her and also cut her up and sent her back. It was a whole story, and it started like a civil war, and it was a terrible Ma'isa in Binyamin, in Sheva Binyamin. Nikru Mitagim Fektamar Pshita. Malu same Leichash L'chvoda the Binyamin. We should be Leichash for the covet of Binyamin. Kamash Malan that we read it. Hoidas Yishalayim Esther Vesel Nikru Mitagim. The Haftarah in Yecheskel of Hoidas Yishalayim Esther Vesel that speak about the abominations of Yushalayim. Nikru Mitagim Fektamar Pshita. Answers the Gemara La Fukim Rabbi Eliezer. This comes to exclude Rabbi Eliezer. The Tanya, Ma'isava, the Mechad. Daniel, you here? It's coming to Lafuge of Rabbi Eliezer, the Tanya. As we learned. Yeah, here. Ma'isava, the Mechad, Shayakar Lamal Mer Eliezer. There was a Ma'isa, Yosef. There was a Ma'isa of someone that came to read in front of Rabbi Eliezer. Haydus Shleim is Tavei Sarah. Amar alone, Rabbi Eliezer said to him, before you search into these and speak about the abominations of Yushalayim, say go check and the bad stuff of your mother. They checked after Matsu Hashem and Psul, and they found something wrong in her past. So the Rishonim say that even though the Rabbanan argue with Rabbi Eliezer, but this was in the place where Rabbi Eliezer was, and therefore he shouldn't have done. He should have done like Rabbi Eliezer. And these are the parts of the Torah that we read, but we're not mitagim. Rabban, the simon is Rabban, in parentheses, which means we don't read it. Ma'isa Ruvain, Nikra v'lei mitagim. The story of Ruvain, we read v'lei mitagim. Ma'isa Rabbanim v'gamliel. There was a story of Rabbi Chanim Gamliel Shimi Shahalaf and Kavli, where he went to Kavli Chazan HaKnesses, and the Chazan of the Beis HaKnesses read that from that parsha of Reuven Vahi B'Shkoin Yisrael, and that those psukim speak. Then it goes on. It speaks about that Reuven took the Mita Billah, and he said to the Maturgim Al Tagim Elachrain, only be Matagim that. The last pasuk. Now, the reason he calls it the last pasuk, even though it's all in the same pasuk, is because the end of the pasuk says that whatever the lashon is, that the sons of Yaakov were Shnei Masrei, but there's a hefsek. Rashi explains. There's obviously some sort of girsa here that we don't put in, that there's a pay there in the middle of the pasuk. It's worth it to go there and look at the psukim. That there's a pay right in the middle of the pasuk. So it says the pasuk about Reuven. Then there's a pen, and then it says, and the sons of Yaakov were Shnei Masrei. He says, only translate the end, the El Achim, the last pasuk, which is really the same pasuk, but after the pen. V'shibchu chachamim, and the chachamim mishabechim. Ma'aseh Glasheni Nikra v'lei mitagim. The Ma'aseh Glasheni, which we explained yesterday, means the what? That when Aaron explained what happened to Moshe Rabbeinu, Nikra v'lei mitagim, you read and you're not mitagim. Ma'aseh Ma'aseh Glasheni. What's the Ma'aseh Sheni mean by Yomer Moshe? It says in Pasuk Paraklam Beis in Parshat Kisisa, Pasuk Chaf Aleph, by Yomer Moshe El Aaron, and then it goes until by Yar Moshe Pasuk Chaf. At the end of Pasuk Chaf Dal, it says by Yet says that Aaron said to Moshe Rabbeinu that by Yiduli they gave me the gold, V'ashacheu b'eish, v'ashlicheu b'eish, I threw it into the fire. V'yetzei ha'egel mizeh, the eagle came out of there. So what happened was, the reason this was the problem is because it sounded like that the eagle had a life of its own, a will of its own above HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that made it that it was an entity, a godly entity on its own. So therefore, that's why we're not metagim it. Tanya Reb Shimon al-Azaymer, Reb Shimon al-Azaymer says, "L'olam yeyadam zar b'tshuvaisav." Person should always be careful with what he answers back with his wording. Shemitach tshuva sheishiva Aaron, because of the wording that Aaron answered back. Hakru ha'ma'arim, the ma'arim have a izu. Rashi says a izu pneya. They were able to have the chutzpah, loimer, to say yesh mamish b'avodah zara. That avodah zara has something to it. Rashi has the gears of Pakru Amumrim. The Apikoros of Shenemar, like it says, Vashlicheu ba'eish v'yetzei egel hazel, like I just said, it says that Aaron said to Moshe Rabbeinu, Vashlicheu ba'eish, I threw it into the fire, v'yetzei egel hazel, and the egel came out. Berachas Gan, the Nikrim below Metagim. Berachas Gan, you read, but you're not Metagim. My time Hashem said Isa, because it says Hashem will turn his face toward Klal Yisrael, and it seems to insinuate that it seems that he's giving us favor, he's showing us favor, which is really the truth, he is. But says Rashi that those people shouldn't say that Hashem he's showing his favor, and they don't know that really we're worthy of that. Why are we worthy of that? Very interesting, says Rashi, because the Gemara Bracha says that because Hashem says, I told Klal Yisrael, this is what you should eat. Be full. They're machmir on themselves, even if they're not full, to bench, as long as they have the share. Says Gemara further, the Ma'aseh of Amnon and Tamar and Amnon, you don't read and you're not talking. In fact, the Gemara, the Ma'aseh Amnon and Tamar. Negro mitargim, that the Ma'aseh Amnon you do read any mitargim, and for the Gemara answers the Gemara like Kasha. Others say Amnon and David. The psukim that say Amnon and David, that penny you do not mitargim. Others say Amnon and Stama, and this is talking about where it says Amnon and Stama that you will be mitargim. Taner Rabbanan, because here it doesn't say David straight out, so it's not a busha to David. Taner Rabbanan kol makray seksum mitayra. Lignai, Karno say the Shvach, when the Gemara is now going to bring Shalom with different Kriyuk Sivs. Kriyuk Siv means where something's written, but we read it a different way. So when it's written in a very embarrassing compromise, in a very Gnai, a lower way, Karno say the Shvach, we read it L'Shvach, and it's halacha. Rashi explains that it's halacha l'meish. We've seen that, of course, we're never going to make up on our own to change the words of the Torah. Like, for instance, like it says in the pasuk, Yishkolena, and when it says Yishkolena, the pasuk says, Isha sa'ares v'yishachar Yishkolena, that you'll marry a woman and another man will then be with her. So instead of Yishkolena, which is a very clear way of being with her, of living with her, we read Yishkolena. Yishkvena just means lie with her, so it's a little bit softer. And when it says Ba'failim, we read Batchayrim. They both speak to the backside of a person, but Chayrim, again, is a little more refined. That when it says Chayrim, we read Divyanim. The pasuk says in Malachim Beis, Vayirav Gadol b'Shayimraim, there was a great famine in Shayimraim, Sarim Aleha, and they besieged it. And there was so little food. Ad Chamar b'Shemainim Kasef, Akav Ad Chamar b'Shemainim Kasef, until a donkey set sold for Shemainim Kasef 80 pieces of silver. Akav, and a quarter of Akav Churyonim of doves, of the dung of a dove. It's fine. Close it, yeah. And a quarter of a kav of dove's dung sold for how much? The chamisha kasef, sold for 5 silver pieces. So instead of chiryonim, which means the dung of a dove, we say divyonim, says Rashi. Divyonim comes from Dov Yoinim, the flow of Yoinim. So we're not saying straight out that Klal Yisrael ate the dam, the flow of Yoinim. Le'echol es chayreim delicious is mei mishineim. Pasuk says in Malachim Beis again, le'echol es chayreim, to eat the chayreim delicious is mei mishineim. So we read it. It means they ate also the things that come out when the person goes to bed. Le'echol es chayreim. So we read le'echol es soyasam, to eat the soya. That means more the dung. But instead of saying chayreim, which means the whole, where it comes out, it's a little more coarse of a way to say it. The lishnis is meimei ragleim. Instead of saying es meimei shineim, the water of shineim, of the teeth, which means the soft stool that come out from the back, we say es meimei ragleim. It's a little softer. Your l'maychares l'maytzois, and it's speaking about the avodah zarah of the Baal. So the pasuk says that the avodah zarah of the Baal was taken down and made into meichrois. Meichrois comes from the word char, a hole. So it's saying about the avodah zarah. L'meichrois. Instead, we read l'meitzois, that was more of a lighter. It means that also the excrement, the dung that comes out, instead of talking about the hole. So that's what we do when we speak about that avodah zarah. B'shul mekarcha says no. L'meichrois. You read it l'meichrois. Why? You don't change it. Because that's speaking about the zichavim, and therefore it'll be a gnai, it'll be an embarrassment of avodas kai chavim. L'meichrois kishman. You read a kishman. Rav Nachman says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines from the end of the parak, from the bottom. Very exciting. Finish the next parak. Omer Rav Nachman. Rav Nachman says on this, in the same topic, Kol saying sonusa asira bar mitzvah nusa. All eight sonas mockery is also except for mocking avodas chavim. The shaya there, it's mutter, it's allowed. Yichsiv, like it says in the pasuk in Yeshaya, Kara Bel Koires Navoi. That Bel squats and Navoi Koires, he splashes, and it's speaking about when they go to the bathroom. And Uksiv Karsu, so you're allowed to speak about them in that way. Uksiv Karsu Karu Yachtav. They splash and they squat Yachtav together. Lo yachlu maleit masa. They couldn't maleit save themselves masa. They couldn't get it out. The masa, the burden, they couldn't get it out. So you see, when we speak about they couldn't get out what they need to go to the bathroom. So they're in the normal way. So therefore, the pasuk is making fun of the avodah zarah, saying that they're similar to someone who can't hold himself back. So either can't hold himself back and it comes out with a splash, or he couldn't get it out in different ways. Okay. Says the Gemara to Rabbi Yana, Amar Me'al Rabbi Yana brings another raya that you could do that. You can make fun of the avodah zarah. Le'egla is beis oven. The egla, the calf, beis oven, beis oven. Yaguru shchan shoyrain. They'll be afraid. The people who live in shoyrain. Ki aval olav amoi, because its people will be an abelos. Chmarav olav yagilu, and it's chmarav, its priests olav yagilu, who had been happy over it. Al k'fayde kigol mimenu. Why would they be afraid? Because al k'fayde, it's kavod kigol mimenu, that left from it. So we say al tikri k'fayde. Don't read it k'fayde, it's glory. El k'fayde. We read it, kfeda, it's burden. So therefore, that the priest that had rejoiced over the burden that came out, that they were able to go, avodah zarah was able to go to was able to go to the bathroom, and it didn't get weighted down. Amar Abunamar Manef Nishmeid Rabach Abreid Radika Shari Le Labar Yisrael Lememel Aveschavim. you're allowed, a Jew is allowed to say to Avei Tzchavim, Shakle Avei Tzchavim, Mante V'Shintav, to take his Avei Tzchavim and put it in his Shintav. Rashi says that Shintav is Shais, which means the backside. Okay, you could say that to a person. You see that if we don't have the heter, you need a Rav Huna Bar Menach, Mishmei Rav Acha, Berei Rav Hika to tell us you could say something like that. Otherwise, just to use our expressions and our words in a way that we want. This is not permitted. She says, someone whose reputation is not good, that people know for sure that he did things that were inappropriate, that he lived with someone inappropriately. And you're allowed to embarrass him with gimel shin. Rashi says two pshatim. First, he brings down from the Shuvas Hagainim that it means gimel. It means bar girta, the son of an adulteress, and shin means shma sarya, that his name is disgusting. You're allowed to make fun of him. And then Rashi brings down a different shot that the gimel means yufa, an adulterer, and shin means saita staya. It means also a lashon of making fun of him, of putting him down. Haiman, this person, the shaper shmane, a person that has a very good reputation, shar l'shabuche. You're allowed to be Meshoreach in certain circumstances without worrying that people are going to make fun and say that it's not true. And someone who praises him, so brachos should be on his head. Hajan Allah HaKeres HaMegillah Oimei. Hajan Allah HaKeres HaMegillah Oimei. Hajan Allah HaKeres HaMegillah Oimei. Shkayach everybody. Have an easy fast.